Hi. Yes, there we are. There we go. I don't know what to do with my phone. I'll just put it here because I just want to take the time. I would like to talk about the project that my latest project, or the current project, Beautiful Women. It's a project that I have been working on for, sorry about all the thingy, that I've been working on in the last month, actually since 22nd of February. That was a day where I went to Lesbos, and I went there for in order to paint women refugees who are in a safe house that belongs to an amazing organization called SAO or SAO, named after a nymph, a Greek mythologically, from the Greek mythologic myth, who used to save people. So, and basically the idea was spinned off my last project, Lipstick Leaders, and the idea is basically to go and portrait the ladies, but so just the question that I always ask is, how can I show things? How can I show things that especially in this project, but it comes really much more to light, is how can I show things that nobody wants to look at? How can I create an adult discussion around topics who are emotionally, politically on the verge of explosion? How can I do that? But make it soft, make it. So the idea is basically that I'm portraiting these ladies, and then I'm gonna transform the portraits into pop art. Like those you see in the back. I have been working now quite a long time, the last month, basically from the moment that I did the portraits, the original portraits. I've been working on it quite intensively, just using many different wings and many different materials, and just really playing with it as I think you might need to do with pop art. So somebody asked me why pop art, and for me, and this is for me maybe the best question, because in each and every project that I do, I try to challenge myself in many ways, but one of them is with material, or I would like to challenge what my perception of things are. My perception about pop art is that I don't like it. I think it's overused. I think it's overappreciated. I think it's overpaid. I think it's basically stupid. I think that what Andy Warhol was just a good graphic designer and knew a lot of people, but a great artist, not really. This is where my problem is with pop art. It's a communication form, and art for me is just a little bit more than just communicating. It's a very, very holistic communication, and although it's a part of it, so now I feel that I'm some kind of contradiction in myself. But it's really important for me to say that, because when I sat down for me with a project, I thought, how can I make people look at women or human beings it's really hard to look at them, because it's, first of all, it's good for them when you don't photograph them, because some of them are yes, they're in a dire situation in their home country, so when people see them, that might be a risk for them. That's one thing. And the second is that the topic of women refugees, especially women refugees, is just so pain loaded, that I think that most of us don't want to look at it, and me too. It's really just, there's so much fear, and Yeah. So there's a lot of fear around refugees, but there's a lot of fear. There's even more fear when it comes to refugee women. Um, from my interpretation, my experience, a women refugees means the end of society, the end of a community, the end of a family, and so on. When the father dies, this thing can change, but when a mother dies, basically it all goes. It's just vibrates, and the next generation has to build something from new. And yeah, so it's there's a lot of pain around that. And so yes, so my question was how can I make that? And pop art is for many people the only art that they know. It's sweet, it's uncomplicated, it's usually has to do with branding, usually it has to do with celebrities who are already a brand in some way, and everybody knows it. And you can hang a pop art picture in your living room, or you can do it in your kitchen or in your workplace, and it won't harm anybody. It would just be some kind of sweet and some kind of nice, and people will say, "Ah, nice." And if I would hang a picture of a refugee, people won't say, "Ah, nice," or "Ah, fun." And yes, and this is why I wanted to put pop art. And the idea is really that maybe through working on those portraits and creating out of them pop art, maybe I can make a shift in awareness, that these are not only refugees. They're not only refugees, women. They're human beings. And one of the ideas behind the project is actually after creating a large variety of pop art, small portraits that you can buy, is creating big posters and actually hang them around the city, which is now a little bit funky, but I think that I can make it. And one of the guys, a friend of mine that I spoke to about the project, he said, like this, the women can actually be where they might want to be. So if I put the poster near a nice cafe in Zurich, maybe the woman can be there in spirit, although she's not. And this creates a possibility. This is what I like about art in general. It's just it creates a possibility for things to be different. It creates a chance for a dialogue to change. It creates the possibility of things. It creates an invitation for everybody. If it's the woman that I portrayed, if it's me, if it's the organization, if it's you, if it's sponsors, if it's donors, it creates an invitation for us all to step out of ourselves and see things maybe differently. This is it. This is why it's pop art. I will talk about fear in another segment, but now my time is up the way that I put it, so around 10 minutes, and bye-bye. The organization, please follow them, please look them up, sao.ngo. They're doing fantastic work, and now they need you more than ever. So donate a little bit or a lot or whatever, just feel free to do that. Google them, sao.ngo. Bye-bye.